Greetings, fellow YouTubers. This is the Budget Armory channel. Yet another exciting video for your viewing pleasure. Thank you to everybody who's left comments and sent me PMs regarding my reloading video series. All been very positive overall, and great advice from a lot of people. But one of the questions, most common questions I got both in the comment sections and also by PMs is startup cost. Now I mentioned before that I didn't give startup costs because mine are different. I got a lot of these things as Christmas gifts, so I didn't have to pay for it. And maybe the reloading fairy will visit your house too. You never know. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to do a breakdown of the cost of what it would have cost me if I would have gone out and actually bought these myself. Now all these prices I'm going to give are going to be on the high side. So this would be almost like manufacturers suggested retail prices, as a matter of fact. So probably even higher in a lot of cases. But we're going to go through that, and what the bottom line that I give will be probably higher than what you'll pay unless you're like in California, or some really free state like that. But let's start with the press, because obviously you're going to need that, and the reloading manual. The reason why I'm pricing those together is because this particular kit was part of the Lee Anniversary set, which came with basically what it was. You bought the manual, and they threw in the press for free. But when you broke down, what you could buy each for, basically you bought the manual for a regular price, and you bought the press for like 10 bucks. Still was a good deal. I think they're still available from Lee. There were some third-party vendors also that were selling them. You could probably still find them out there. I'm going to put a price of $50 because I think that is the high end, what they were offering. If you buy directly from Lee, which, that's pretty much what manufacturer standard or manufacturer suggested retail prices. I think they were charging 50 bucks. At least like 40-something in shipping will bring around $50. So that's the first thing. Pistol die set. And if we go by one caliber, this is the 4-piece deluxe Lee pistol die set for the 45 ACP. And the deluxe set adds the factory crimp die, which is that little guy right there. Doesn't look like much, but it does a lot. Most of them are 3-die sets. It has, the resizing, decapping, the bullet seating, and of course this is the expander and powder through die right there, which I'm in the process of loading 45 ACP again. That was $43, and that included tax at a gun show. The 4-die sets will cost more than the 3-die sets, which I have 2 of here. I have 9mm and 40 Smith & Wesson. The 9mm I bought for right around $35 from Bass Pro Shops, and the 40 caliber I got for free. So just based on this, and like I said on the high side, that's $43 added to your cost. You're also definitely going to need a scale. You can go with the analog balancing old-fashioned scale. I didn't, not because I don't think they work, but because my eyes and my bad eyes and my fat fingers would have difficulty manipulating that. So I just want the Hornady, GS 1500. That was $40. It was $35 in tax at a gun show, so 40 bucks I figured would probably be a fairly good range. If you plan on trimming your cases, especially if you get into competition shooting, or just want to make all your cases the consistent length, cutter with ball grip from Lee, let's say 10 bucks. They're probably cheaper, but if you order them online and have them shipped, maybe a little longer or a little more. You'll also need the case trim gauge. I've seen them for like $4. I put $6, just to be on the safe side. Not very much. The cutter and lock stud, I didn't price it because you really don't need to get it. It's handy, makes things easier. I don't know, maybe $10, $12-ish if you want to add that in there. Of course, you're going to need powder. Now, what I paid for powder, I buy my powder from a local gun store because their prices are actually very, very good. As you can see, $16.99 a pound. And I bought these late last year, late in 2010. Power pistol, Alliant, and with tax, it came out to like, what, 18-something? So let's say 20 bucks. Is what you're going to outlay. I know in California you pay much more for powder, probably closer to 30, 25, 30 bucks. But, 20 bucks I think is a pretty good estimate. Of course, once you get powder, you're going to have something to measure it with. This is the Lee Auto Disc powder measure. I showed in my other videos. It's just the basic set. That's not the Pro or anything like that. It just comes with the 4 disc, does not have the double disc expanding kit or anything like that. Let's say $40. They're probably around 35-ish. But 40, tax, shipping, or whatever is about right for that. You'll also need bullets, obviously, because it's no fun just shooting blanks all the time. Well, the targets might enjoy it, but you won't have as much fun. Georgia Arms at gun shows will sell 100 bullets, 9mm for 10 bucks. Basically, it's 11 bucks with tax. We have 7.75% sales tax here in the state of North Carolina. You know, these were $12 per 100. These were 42, 43, something like that per 300. So let's say for 100 bullets, you're at 15 bucks. If you go like Hornady or one of the name brands, you're going to be paying close to $20 for 100 bullets. So 15, I think, is a pretty good estimate, depending on what caliber. It's going to vary naturally. Also, once you get your cases all sized and everything, you're also going to need a priming tool, whether it's press mounted or a hand tool like this. The Lee Auto Prime with shell holders, I bought it off of eBay, was like 20 some odd, a little over 20 bucks with shipping. So I said $25. This is the older style. The newer style has a different loading tray. It's a little larger, it's square instead of round and things of that nature. And I don't know how much they cost, but I think $25, because you can still find the old ones out there, like on eBay, probably on Craigslist or things of that nature. So let's say 25 bucks for the auto priming tool. Primers, of course, because once with the auto prime, you're going to need something to prime with, and there's something to prime, and the primers it is. No cost differentiation between the large and the small pistol primers. I paid $35 per 1,000 for both, and that included tax, and those are both at gun shows. So let's say $40 for primers, you know, maybe more. I will say this, primers are coming down in cost. I've seen them as low as $28. At gun stores, not gun shows. Gun shows are still asking for a little bit of a premium in areas and things like that. Powder, they were asking a couple of vendors were asking 21 bucks for that same can right there. So, you know, I think if I say $40, once again on the high side, I'm probably 10 bucks higher than what you can actually get them for now. But I paid 35 per 1,000 for those. That bullet pulling hammer, it's missing the end cap. I dropped it and I just haven't bent down to get it because it's a lot of effort for me to actually bend down and look for stuff on the floor, and it's an ugly sight, so we won't get into that. Frankfurt Arsenal is probably on the lower cost end, but let's say 20 bucks. I think they're like 15, 16 bucks, but 20 bucks is probably a good cost for me to quote it at. So you put all that stuff together, and that's pretty much everything you need. Oh, and a reloading block. That was 5 bucks. It's a multi-caliber loading block, which of course you're going to need someplace to put your bullets or your cases after they're charged. Otherwise, you'll be spilling powder all over the place, and believe me, that ain't pepper, and you don't want to eat it. So 5 bucks for that. I mean, I've seen wooden ones for like 7, 8 bucks. So, you know, if you add all that stuff together, you're in for about $325. Now you're saying, wow, that's high. Well, yeah, if you piece it together like that, you probably will pay more, even if you buy stuff from gun stores. Now, there were gun shows, rather. I'm sorry. There were a couple guys selling like the Lee Challenger press kit, which has a lot of the components or a lot of the pieces that you need. And it was like, what, 110 bucks? I think it had a powder measure. It may have had a scale, may not have, but it came with an O-frame press, which is a step above this. Didn't come with dies, but it came with, you know, I think it came with a scale. But it pretty much came with the equipment that you needed, except for the variable stuff. You know, no brass, no bullets, you know, that kind of thing, no powder. But you know, equipment-wise, you can get in for less than what I would have if I would have bought the pieces separately. And even then, like I said, this price is on the high side. Realistically, all the stuff that I quoted, you could probably get for like, I don't know, $275-ish. But like I said, $325, that's on the high side, but it's going to depend on where you live. So I hope that answers a lot of people's questions as far as startup costs. Don't take my costs that I quoted as law, as the Bible. Because it's not the Bible. It is a high ballpark estimate. Like I said, $275 for including components to get in to start making bullets, to start making ammo is probably more realistic. But that should get you started. Of course, as you want to do more calibers, all you have to do really is get more dies. This powder here, the Power Pistol, was actually developed for 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, 10mm. And 357 SIG. Of course, it will work with 45 ACP, but you know, you don't have to buy a powder for each caliber. A lot of these powders are multi-caliber, and Unique, same way. I can load 940 or 45. If I had 10mm, I could do that with Unique, which was here, which also cost me $16.99 for this can. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah, there we go. So it's going to be variable as far as which, depending on which caliber you load, things of that nature. But those are pretty much the pieces that you would need, like the cutter stuff, the trim, the case trim things you might not need. Who knows? But I hope, like I said, the answer to your questions. If you have any more, please feel free to PM me or leave comments on this video even, and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and hey, get out there and start reloading. I think it's a great hobby. It's fun. It's relaxing. It will save you money in the long run if you just keep loading ammo and, of course, shooting it. I have to find a more permanent place to shoot. You know, hopefully someday I'll be able to get that range membership and things of that nature, but right now I just can't afford it. So keep watching, subscribe, tell your friends about the Budget Armory channel, and I will thank you, because that's all you can really do. But thank you. All right, have a great one.